Little too. Okay. Hi guys, Stacey McGee here with Colander planters. This is a lot of fun. I just went to Walmart. This thing used to be shiny silver, so you can see it on the inside. And what you have to do is you're going to want paper towels and vinegar. And you just get the paper towels wet with the vinegar, just damp. And you just clean it off really good so that then the primer will stick. And you have to use primer because it's shiny. You probably could take fine sandpaper and sand it all if you don't want to prime it, just to make, and then wipe it with the vinegar to make sure that the paint will stick. But I did prime it. I just used Rust-Oleum primer. And so you wipe it with the vinegar, then you want to shake this for a full minute before you use it. And you can hear it's got the little ball in it. And then you want to spray about a foot away from it, maybe a little bit more right around in there. I think they said something between like a foot and a half, or a foot and a half. So that's about what you want to spray. You just want to kind of go even back and forth. You'll see with the colored spray paint. So once you get this primed, then you can use your paint, and I have here the Rust-Oleum American Accents 2x coverage. Now, I almost had this with the primer in it when I first bought it, and I thought this had primer too because it's got, where does it? It shows like, looks like one can and then two more. So this is supposed to look like 2 coats. So I thought, oh, primer and 2 coats. Just, nope. So just be aware, there is the same exact color. This is called Seaside, but of course you can pick whatever color you want. They have Seaside with the primer in it, but it's not going to look like 2 coats. You will have to do 2 coats, but honestly, that's not bad because if you have to do the primer anyway, and if it's got the primer in it, then doing 2 coats really isn't bad at all. But anyway, the stuff is really awesome, and I'm sure the stuff with the primer is too. So we are now going to go out into the driveway, and I was originally doing this in the backyard, but it was raining, and now it seems like it's okay. So I'm going to show you how to spray paint these, and then we'll come back to the table. Better grab the paint. So while I'm shaking, oh yeah, sorry, I'm kind of dirty. We went through the Burger King drive-thru. We don't go through drive-thrus that often because it's not healthy, but of course didn't I drip it on me? I'm like, So, and it's funny because our dog, we had our dog Bogey in the back, and he's I don't remember if I said this last time or not, but he's a Boston Terrier. One parent was a Boston Terrier, the other one was a Pug / King Cavalier Spaniel mix. Can you hear with this shaking? Can you? I hope you can hear me. I'll try to do it like this. How about that? And anyway, he's in the back, and he's gotten used to when we go through a drive-thru, like he gets it. So he kind of does this little thing every time, like, rah, rah, rah. Like as if he's ordering. It's really funny. Because the first time we went through, they gave him a piece of chicken. One of the places gave him a piece of chicken. So, okay, I think we're just about ready. Okay, so you shake it for a minute. And you just want to do the coats back and forth. And you can do, you can let it build up a little bit. And last time I did 2 coats. I'm trying to make sure I get down and get into the area under this because I don't have it up on a table. I want to make sure I get that area. And it doesn't have to be perfect. of it because we're gonna, you know, come back and do another coat, but, and it has to dry 2 hours in between coats. That's why I have the other one all painted and sealed so that I can show you the rest of the project. A little bit more here. Not bad. I think I'll come out and get one more place here. Okay. And then I can come back and do one more coat in a couple hours. The one day we heard some thunder and it sounded like it was going to rain. So what we did is just picked it up by the handles, because the handles don't have to be perfect. We are going to wrap twine around it. So if you get a little off, you know, on the handles, it's fine. So we lift it by the handles, put it on waxed paper, and then I could just take it under the deck, the covered deck in the backyard, and set it on this table that was back there. So, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so now after you do this step, what you would do is when you get those all painted to your satisfaction, then you're going to want to clear coat it. So this will take 2 hours to dry. Once it's done, you want to spray it with this. Now this only takes 10 minutes to dry. You still want to shake it for a minute first, and I already did that on this one, so it's basically the same process. And so then what we're going to do is I just sort of, you want to have enough twine. If you have extra, it's fine. So I'm just going to kind of do, it's probably overkill, but I'm going to do like 2.5 yards. And I'll cut a second one like that too. Get a little more off first. Okay. And I could hear Bogey barking and Matt's yelling at him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm going to leave some there to tie it. But I'm going to start overlapping this one just a little bit so it'll hold. I probably don't even need half of this, right? But better to have too much than not enough. Yes, and I did remind the 8-year-old that he needs to help watch Bogey. Maybe he should do some training with him for treats. Doesn't sound like that's what he's doing. He's probably trying to play electronics and getting annoyed that the dog is interrupting him. If that's the case, you're going to have to talk with him. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to do just one more loop. That'll be good. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is come back over over this way. And I'm trying to think about how, I think about that should be good. I'm just going to want to measure that and to make sure that I get them both the same. How high do we want them to hang down from the thing? I think that might be good. I don't want them to hang down too far. That's about like a typical hanging basket height, don't you think? Okay, so then I'll just measure the next one when I do it, you know, the other handle to make sure they're the same. Because you want them to hang straight. Now this side's easier to do because it's shorter by this time. And I think I'm going to be a little over, but not too bad. And then I'm going to just tie those together and make sure this is up. There we go. And I think what I'm going to do is push this one through there. See, I made a little loop. I just took this one and made a little loop, and I'm going to stick this one through there, and then I can tie it really well. And I'm going to tie it underneath so you don't really see it. So I'll try to show you. Actually, I'm trying to think when it's hanging you might see it, but it's, you know, it's supposed to be a little rustic. It'll be fine wherever you tie it, really. Just make sure you tie it nice and tight. There we go. Okay, well, that wasn't bad. I wasn't over by that much. Okay. Well, wait a minute. There was a little more, right? Because I cut that off initially. But still, not too bad. So it's probably about like, the, it's about to here. Too much is what I had. Okay, so now we'll do the other one. It is hot out here. Ooh. We have air conditioning now in our house. Last summer we had it put in, well, last spring actually, we had it put in. And it got hot, you know, earlier, and Paul's like, yeah, bring it on. Because we could totally do it at that point, so. So I'm just leaving a tail here so I can tie it. Stuffing it in, again, starting in the middle. And going over. So yeah, so, you know, it used to be that, you know, we'd be super hot outside, come in, and it would almost be hotter in the house than it was. It's that little thing. It's like a little string hanging out of that. There we go. And now it's like we come in, like now it's easier to be out in the heat because we know we can come in and get a break. Because it's, oh, even just like that it takes a lot of the humidity out is just awesome. And plus, you know, with Bogey being, you know, part pug and Boston, you know, we got to be careful he doesn't get overheated with the shorter snout. We're going to get him a baby pool, a hard plastic baby pool. I wonder how that's going to go because he doesn't exactly like his baths very good. We bribe him with an egg, and he'll put up with it. But, yeah, I wonder if he's going to like it or not. It won't have that much water, so maybe he'll like it because then we can get the kids, like, to stand in it and show them, you know, how it works and that it's not very deep, and who knows, maybe he'll love it. I mean, if it gets hot enough, he might be like, yee-haw! My chocolate lab I used to have, used to blow bubbles in it with their nose. She'd, like, oh, run around in it, blow bubbles, and then run around the whole yard like a crazy animal, wild animal, and then jump back in it and repeat the pattern again. Okay, so now is when I'm going to come over to the other side, and I want to make sure that these are going to be the same, same height. Try to get them both at the inside edge. There we go. So let me see, where's the middle? You're probably better off measuring, but I'm a pretty good judge of stuff like this. Right about there. Just because I've been doing art for so long. So even just like drawing a straight line, or like, I don't usually have to measure when I'm like cutting cards when I'm making cards with my son. Because really, you practice anything enough and you get good at it. It is true that practice makes perfect. Okay, so I'm going to come up and make that loop. And where's my other little loose one? Yeah, here we go. And I'm going to put that through so that then you can tie it. And I'm going to tie it underneath again like I did on the other side. This is slipping up. I'm going to tie it one more time over here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. So then it's going to hang. So before we hang anything, though, of course, we want to have some, oh, I forgot the coffee filters. Okay, hang on one sec, I'll go grab them. Because what we're going to do is put coffee filters in the bottom over here, and then we put the soil in, and then the plants. So, are the coffee, do you remember where the coffee filters are?
I had them on top of the spray can.
This spray can?
The spray paint that the primer.
Must be in the backyard.
They're on the kitchen table.
Oh, hang on. I think we have them both there. I think anyway. Coffee filters. Okay, I had them. I was going to do this craft yesterday and I got sick in the morning and didn't feel well, so I guess from then till now I somehow misplaced the coffee filters. But anyway, I got this good stuff. So you just want to scoop some of this out and put it in, and then I'll show you the plants I got. Got impatiens, and these are for shade because actually two of my planters, because there's an overhang on the front of our deck, two of them will be in shade So this is what I got for the shade. And then 2 of them are going to be part sun. So I got different plants for that, because you have to be careful about that. I mean, otherwise you're going to fry some of your plants. Or if they need sun and they don't get it, they're not going to grow. So there are 2 different kinds of impatiens, and I'm going to mix them both in 2 of the planters and hanging baskets. And then the full sun ones are going to go on the sides where there's, well, it's not full sun, it's part sun. So once I get these all up and hanging, I will take a picture. I'll probably take some video too, and put it up so you guys can see it. Thanks for joining me. If anybody has any questions, please post below and I will answer them. And have a good night. Thank you.